Hi, I'm Joshua Simpson and I've been a media buyer and creative strategist for over 6 years. And in this industry, I've saw a lot of BS. So today I want to expose the top 5 red flags that you should look out for when it comes to hiring an agency to take care of your marketing. So I'm just going to get straight into it. What should you look for? What are the 5 red flags? So the first one is fixed term contracts. Many agencies require a fixed 3-month initial contract because this is the right amount of time to get results. First month is to figure things out, second month is to do strategy, blah, blah, blah. It's always a 3-month contract that they start out with. Now, it might have some truth to it, that it's a good amount of time to figure things out. However, in my experience, within the first month, it's really easy to tell whether or not something's going to work. In fact, even before onboarding a client, I know whether or not it's going to work. I literally will not onboard people if I don't think that it's going to work very quickly for them. For one, this helps make sure that every client that works with me is happy and then they get the results. And for 2, if the agency is not performing, so if we're not performing, the clients are free to leave at any time. They're not locked into a 3-month contract where they're not happy with the service or the results. So if an agency is doing this for you and they're trying to get you into a 3-month contract, all that's doing is ensuring that they have income for the next 3 months from you, regardless of if they get results. So in my opinion, agencies should be so confident in their services that they literally let you be free to leave at any time without a fixed term contract in place. And that means they're going to be incentivized to perform, give you the best service and exceed your expectations. And let's say in the worst case scenario, the agency doesn't perform in the first month. That's perfectly fine. Sometimes it can take a little bit longer for things to work out. But at the very least, what they should tell you is why it's not working with some specific metrics of how they've measured that performance. What are the specific metrics that are telling you like the reasons why it's not working. They should give you a game plan of how they can correct the performance and how that game plan will make an impact. And they should give you a time frame or the amount of spend needed to know if that strategy is going to work. And this should all be very simple and easy to understand. So you don't want an agency that's going to bombard you with lingo and all these just words that you don't understand. You want it to be simple and straightforward, so and you can trust that it's going to work, and you can trust that they know what they're doing as well. So the first red flag is if they're asking for fixed term contracts within the first few months of working with you. The second red flag is not asking for your product costs before onboarding. Now, your product costs are a massive qualifier to know whether or not an agency can actually achieve your goals and whether or not paid advertising is a viable option for your business. For example, if you're selling a product for $40 and your cost of goods, packaging, shipping costs $30, that means you've only got a $10 contribution margin, which does not include the agency's fees. And in this case, personally, I would cut the call short and say that we cannot help, because the chances are working with a $10 contribution margin is going to be very, very difficult to perform on Facebook, let alone scale on Facebook. So I want to save the time of the person that I'm speaking to. I also want to save my own time, unless there is some potential that we can help the business owner figure certain things out, whether that's increasing their price or increasing the perceived value, average order value, different ways of packaging and putting different products together to increase the amount of contribution margin that we can work with. And obviously, as you scale up, most of the time, as a brand scales up, they are able to get their goods at a cheaper price, which is going to make your job easier as you get into scale, because as you get into scale, it does get a lot harder to be profitable, since you've taken away all of the low-hanging fruits and you need to sell into a new market. But that's a topic for another video. But think about it this way: if the agency doesn't know what targets you need to hit before taking your money, how will they know if they're able to hit those targets to keep you profitable? An agency that actually cares about your profitability and cares about you as a client will just refuse to work with brands that don't have good margins to work with. And that's why good agencies have good retention. They work with clients that they know they can perform for. They're not just trying to onboard everybody and take all the money possible. So the second red flag is an agency that isn't asking for your product costs before onboarding. The third red flag, a performance incentive. Now, a good agency is going to be responsible for driving a massive amount of your revenue. And as you grow, the effort needed to maintain profitability and to be able to scale is also going to grow along with your revenue. With a fixed monthly fee with no performance incentives, the additional effort required to keep you profitable and keep you scaling is going to be diminished. If they want to grow as an agency, that means they're going to have to acquire more clients to achieve their goals. And more clients means that less time is going to get spent on your account. And if they have the chance to grow with you and just take it could be a small percentage of revenue generated or a percentage of ad spend or some other kind of performance incentivized model, they're going to be with you for the long term and you're going to be with them for the long term because you're actually growing together. And me personally, running a marketing agency is a service-based business. However, I don't want to be positioned as a service provider as such. I'd rather be a partner with my clients. I'd rather grow with them and, not just provide a service, but, go above and beyond and truly be a part of the business that has taken them to new heights. And in my experience, the more that I've performed for my clients, the more that I can actually reinvest into them. Certain accounts actually need a dedicated team from my side so we can put more resources into them, make sure that account is being focused on 100% and there's nothing missing. I mean, think about it this way: if you're paying £10,000 a month for a service, you're going to expect a much higher quality of service, faster replies, more creatives, more time spent in the analysis of the account, and many different things beyond that. So the more that the agency can reinvest in you, the better results you're going to be able to get as well. And remember, you're working with people and people require motivation and appreciation to continue to be driven. And with a performance incentive, your agency will always be motivated to scale your account, helping you earn more. So you'll be giving them the opportunity to reinvest what they make into your account, into improving their service, into additional hands on the account, into additional trainings that can improve the skills of the hands on the account. This can include development time as well, because development time is not cheap at all. And if you're working with an agency that has the capabilities to do development, all these kinds of things, you're going to get a pretty good bang for your buck. But it is important that you look out for the other red flags that I'm going to mention in this video to make sure and this is an agency that's committed to helping you grow and is willing to reinvest and is willing to do what it takes to get you to grow and actually cares about you and your brand. So think about it: if there's no performance incentive when it comes to scaling your account, when a higher paying client comes along, where do you think their priority is going to go? Just think about that one. And we'll move on to the next red flag. The fourth red flag is a low retention rate. As a business owner, you know the value of your money when it's invested in the right places. So if you know that other businesses are investing their money into an agency and have done so for a long time, for example, more than 12 months, and they're not locked into a fixed term contract, then you can usually trust that the agency is fulfilling their promises and provides a service that's worth paying thousands for every single month. Now, if the average time spent with a client is less than 6 months, then it's probably not a good idea to hire them because there's going to be some kind of reason why they're not retaining clients for a long time, whether that's the quality of the service or the results. So personally, I have clients that have been with me for over 3 years, which is kind of unheard of in the agency industry for whatever reason. And it's purely because, for one, we get results, for two, we provide a good service, and for three, I feel that our clients can genuinely tell that we care about them and their business and helping them grow. So the fourth red flag is an agency that has a low retention rate. Now, the fifth red flag, and it should be the most obvious one, but having live results. Now, this is an excellent one because, to be honest, I have spoke with a lot of brand owners who have started working with agencies based on screenshot results, and that is very risky for several different reasons. For one, these results might have been pre-iOS 14, in a time where it was extremely easy to get results for absolutely any brand, any product. It was very different back then. The sort of strategies that you would implement before iOS 14 are very different to the ones that you would implement now. And it's still very common to see agencies using those old, outdated strategies. I've jumped on coaching calls, I've hopped into ad accounts for audits or taken over ad accounts for clients. And I've seen these outdated strategies used over and over again by agencies that, clearly don't know how to scale an account and don't know how to perform, which is why they came to a better agency. But the second reason why not seeing live results is very risky is because it's very easy to manipulate a ads manager to show some ridiculous results. So if you're just looking at a screenshot, it could be real past results. However, it's very, very, very easy to just manipulate the ads manager to show some ridiculous results. You can literally just right click, inspect element, and type in any conversion value, any CPA or any ROAS that you want. So that's why it's extremely important to have a live account. And I'm going to teach you one trick shortly just to make sure that you're actually seeing live results and real results. But the third reason why not seeing live results is really risky is because agency owners can rip off freelancers for their results that they're actually getting. And all they have to do is just simply post a job, ask for proof of results, take the screenshots, and then go. So you might be looking at true real results, but those results were not generated by the person that you're actually considering hiring. Now, to ensure that you're actually seeing real results, ask them to screen share the results that they've had, the performance, and whether this is on back-end revenue on Shopify or whether it's on the ads manager, it doesn't matter which one. So ask them to screen share, scroll through it, and ask them to refresh their screen. And by refreshing their screen, the inspect element trick does not work. So the final red flag that you should look out for in an agency is not having live results. And now you know how to check if they actually have real live results. If you've watched this far and you've enjoyed the video, remember to leave a like, it's much appreciated. So in summary, avoid fixed term contracts as you should be allowed to leave if the service or the results are poor. If they're not asking for your product costs on call before onboarding, then they're not interested in your profitability. If they don't have performance incentivized pricing, it's only a matter of time before they deprioritize your account. If their retention rate is low, you know that their service isn't great. And make sure that you can see some live results so you know that they're actually performing in real time. So if you're an e-commerce owner and you're looking for someone to take care of your sales growth, pay social, you're in the right place. You can see this video as a sort of inverse of the strengths of my agency. So, all of these red flags, flip them. They're actually unique selling points of what we do. Yeah, feel free to book a discovery call with me, just on the link below in the description. And if you're an agency owner and you're starting to notice that you have some of these red flags, or there's some things that you feel like you're not quite getting right, you can also book yourself a call and I'll be happy to point you in the right direction. So thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video.